The last thing we need to do is to create the Panorama file. So let's go take a look in MiniBridge at our Panorama files, and there's a bunch of them. Essentially what we're going to do down here is Photoshop will stitch all of these pictures together into one giant picture. We need to open up these guys here first and take a look at what's happening. There are some color differences. Now clearly this was all shot at the same time with the same camera, and whoever the photographer, they either rotated their body and took the next picture, or they maybe just walked down the road a little bit more and saw a little bit more of what's in the scene. And you can see that there's actually a color difference. This picture has a little bit more vibrant intensity of colors here. There's more violets and some reds back there. But if you look back on 7436, it's a bit washed out. You don't get that same feel. So what we're going to do, number one, is we're going to create a new action, because we're going to apply some of these things to these other images as well. And we're also going to apply a bit of sharpening to the image. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start off with a new action and call this match color and sharpen. And record that, so we're recording. And let's see, let's go to the image menu and go to adjustments. And this is actually a pretty cool tool. Okay, so what's going to happen here is we're looking at this one, and we want to borrow the color scheme that lives in the other picture on 7437. So basically we just have to point this match color window to the 7437. So it looks at what files are open and says, oh, we want to choose from this? Yes, we want to borrow here. And look what happens, how that much more vibrant that becomes. Let me do that again. You know what? I'm not going to do it again. You can rewind. And we're going to change some of these settings. This is actually pretty intense too. So I'm going to reduce that just a little bit down to 70. And it still winds up being pretty good. And click OK. And now we're going to do the Sharpen filter. So let's go to the Filter menu, go to Sharpen, and we will go to, hello, Sharpen. Go to Unsharp Mask. Now, if you turn the preview on and off, you probably won't see too much. But there is a bit of a difference. I can particularly see it right over here. I'm going to actually just increase the radius just a little bit to 1.5. And you should see a difference. 1.5. Let's turn off and on the preview a couple of times. So now off. The image becomes just a little blurrier. Take a look back there. Here we go again. 3, 2, 1, click. It's subtle, and I hope you can see that through YouTube to make that happen. So we'll click OK. And so we've done, in our actions list, we've matched the color, we've done an unsharp mask, and we need to save the file. Now here's what we're going to do. And that is do a save as. And you can actually see I've already done something here. Let's see if it can get around this. I'll see if I can replace this. I'll call this Ready for Panorama. And I can't because it says the name is already taken. So I'll call this Ready for Panorama 2. Okay. And I'll click Save. And actually I want to make sure that it's set for JPEG. And I also want to have the highest quality available. So I will set that for maximum, which also tells you what the file size will be when it's done compressing and saving, 1.1 megabyte versus a little over 4.5 megabytes. So we'll click OK there. And it's set for save. So now we'll stop the recording. And we can forget about this one now because it's been processed. In fact, we're going to close this one as well. We're going to start from scratch. Okay, the files are open. Now we're going to run a batch situation like we did before, slightly differently. Okay, so we're going to go down to Automate and do Batch. Now, this time we're picking out the right action, Match Color and Sharpen. But we're not going to pick a folder because the files are already open. So we're going to change this to just you work on the open files. Awesome. And actually, we're not going to have a destination here either. And here's why. It makes sense that you might have a folder to choose from to say, save these files over in this folder. But what happened is when we did the action over here, we did the save into a particular folder, which was ready for whatever that was, number 2. Okay, so it's already set up in the script. So all we've got to do now is just say OK. Process save, done. Neat. Okay, so we can close all this stuff up. Command W, Command W, Command W.